Hello! Hi, Heather! Can you guys hear me fine? Hey, Malvina! Hi! Hi, guys! Oops, I didn't set up my thing properly. Hi, Patricia! Hi, Selena! Hi, chicken boneless! You can't hear a single word I said. Really? Well, if you can't hear me, I guess you can't hear that either. Heather, did you mute me? Oh. Hold on. Right. Hey, box! Box of paint? You didn't hear that either. Ha ha ha. Hey, Jill! Okay, I will quickly explain the idea for today's live stream. If you look in the description, there is a link to a PDF of this drawing that you can download for free and print out and color along if you want to. I'm sort of testing Gumroad and like coloring pages thingies. Hey, son! So yeah, if you wanna, you can just like take out whatever pencils or pens you want and color along. I transferred the drawing that I printed to watercolor paper and inked it because I wanted the ink to be dry. Hey, hi the glitter crayon, hi DBD SAR. Oh my gosh, Chaos, what has Chaos done again? Hey, Zimrian, hi. Thank you so much. Yeah, of course, as usual, I appreciate all the likes. If you enjoyed this idea of drawing, painting along, well, liking the video would be a good way to show that off. Hey, Dan. Hey, Lise. Hey, Atto. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh, so many people. I'm stuck because I followed Otto's example and I grabbed these like shirts that have some fluffy stuff in there and it's so warm. I'm like too hot. The apartment is like 15 degrees Celsius and I'm like, this is way too hot. Oh no, what happened, Otto? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Alex? Okay, I'll try to remember that. Alex. Hey, Misha! Otto, what did you do? I hope you didn't slice open your fingers again. also have tea. And it's not in the Stay Warm mug, so I gotta remember to drink it. Hi, Toki. Yeah, hot tea when I'm already kind of hot is not the best combo, but... We were all waiting to read Otto's reply. Because this is a bit worrying. I was making 12 full Holbein dot cards yesterday, 108 colors. Oh no. Okay, I'm kind of relieved. I thought it was like a really bad accident, but that's kind of like, I understand the pain really well, but at least it's not like major injury. So yeah, Otto is explaining that she was making 12 full Holbein dot cards yesterday, 108 colors. Some had to be on the floor, so I effectively ended up doing like 200 squats when I never do squats. Today my leg muscles are so painful, like pain I've never had from just exercising before. I'm so sorry. What is it? Is it supposed to be Epsom salt baths to help with sore muscles? I heard, I don't know if that's true, but I heard that drinking a lot of water helps too. Like it flushes out the, for whatever that's worth. I'm really sweaty with this shirt. Nobody knows pain like an artist. I'll wait a couple of minutes. I'll do the talk about where to get the drawing again, and then I'll set up to paint it up. Oh, I understand that it's like so painful. I did something like similar at one point, and like the worst of all was trying to sit on the bath, like on the toilet, because you sort of have to really solicitate those thigh muscles to control like your lowering and rising from the toilet seat, and then the toilet seat sort of press on sore muscles. Well, yeah, it's a really stupid thing, but oh, Heather. Chaos is the cat with the most appropriate name. Otto is understanding the toilet pain. I mean, there's always this really self-conscious moment when you try to sit down on the toilet and it starts aching and you're like, I did this to myself. Oh my gosh. In my case, I think it was because I, out of the blue, like absolutely untrained, absolutely not on a, on a nice curve or whatever, I decided to go running outside at like top speed. I don't know why. I think I had a brain fart of some sort. But whoa, man. And the worst thing is that usually for me, it's not the next day that's the worst. It's the day after that. So like the second day, I'm like, oh, it's a bit sore, but it's fine. And then the day after that, I'm like, oh my God, I can't move anymore. Oh my gosh. We are two peas from a pod. Hey, Nancy, hi. Hey, Stevie. Did I forget someone who came in? Hi, all the lurkers. Okay, so I'll wait until it's 2:10. I'll redo the talk and then we'll get rolling. Just to give some time for people to show up. I have a really weird shirt that is like just like half length. No, it might not. I mean, some people, the worst of the pain hits them on the next day. That's what I had heard, but from experience and the way my body processes stuff, mine is like a bit delayed. Everything my body does is delayed. Okay, so this might be a bit TMI for some people, but you know, when you take the pill, you take it for 3 weeks, and then there's the week of no pill. And technically, when you stop taking the pills with the meds in it, your period is supposed to start like soon after. Mine takes like 5 days to get rolling. I'm always like, yep, this is great. Oh my gosh, he goes in the vent. You need to tape that down. Oh my god. Oh no, second day after is the worst for you too, chicken. No. I have a 1-day pain delay. I have a 1-day delay of everything. Oh my gosh, oh no. So let's keep our fingers crossed that Otto doesn't have it worse tomorrow. Drink all the water you can. Oh, I'm not alone, I'm glad. Like, I just, it used to be a bit better. Like, it used to take a couple of days. But then it got to, like, 4 days. Like, that means that it takes 4 days for my body to flush out the meds. Yep, I use the good old Pentel brush pen. And for the sort of far away things, I have this grey brush pen around that I'm pretty sure is light fast. If not, that's gonna be fun. I'll let you know. Oh my god, Otto, no! Is there a way you can block the vent with some screen or something? Or just tape down the vent so it doesn't remove it? Banana ibuprofen smoothie. Yeah, potassium in bananas is supposed to help with muscle pain. I think kiwi fruits have a lot of potassium too. And I don't know why. I've never done it, but apparently Epsom salts baths help, supposedly. I've always just winged it and taken like ibuprofen for it, like painkillers. Right, so again, just quickly the explanation about today's theme. I drew this scene. I drew this drawing, and I made it available on Gumroad. There's a link in the description. You can head over there and download it for free. You basically just have to enter 0 in the thingy for paying, and you can download it for free, and you can print it and tag along if you want to call it this, or I don't know. Just thought it would be fun to have kind of a common thing going on. I don't know. Okay, so hey Kai, hi. Stevie says, my body takes a while to understand that something changed. My procrastination has reached a subconscious physical level. Yeah, Selena, I almost always ink with the brush pen because it's really more organic and it's the kind of line that I like. So yeah, what I did is I printed the drawing, then the drawing itself on the page, I don't know if you can sort of see the rectangle, but it is 7 inches by 10 inches. So on my watercolor paper, I sort of made marks to make a square that's the same size, and then I placed my printout on the back of the paper with the light table, taped it down, flip it back, and first of all I traced the drawing with a mechanical pencil, then I shut down the light and inked, because I find that inking as I'm trying to transfer with the backlight is just way too problematic. So I will put this away. I'm so thankful that these things became a thing, because we have an ancient light table, and it's so big. I mean, it works well, but it's huge. That's there. My butt goes back on the chair. This is good. Right. So I will first remove my printout. So that's the printout. That's the PDF. If you get it, that's what you get. So yeah, that's quite simple. Put this over there. Right, so I didn't transfer the line. I kind of prefer to have it marked with tape, and then when I remove the tape, there is the paint that creates the outline. That's up to you. If you want to transfer the rectangle around it, you can too. Now I'm just checking to make sure that the ink is completely dry before I try to erase and smudge everything. It often stays a bit wet on tape, so if you inked over painter's tape, be careful about that. Oh no! I'm so sorry, glitter crayon, that sucks. Yeah, it's kind of tricky with migraines. I have a tension migraine today again, and I was a bit wary of like being in front of the lights and having that, but I was able to transfer the drawing with the lowest setting, so it wasn't too much. Alright, so let's grab an eraser. Oh, Jackson's is doing a big paper sale. Otto has put the link in the description if you want to check that out. Might be a good time to stock up on your favorites. Yeah, I mean, any kind of way to transfer is good. Like, the light table I have, it was sent to me to try out and demo and make a review. If it was not for that, I would still use the big one. And there are other ways too. Like when I was in animation, we had a really makeshift setup of like a plexiglass sheet with the sort of a portable neon under it. And that's what we would use. It was really makeshift, honestly. It was a masonite board, a plexiglass, transparent plexiglass of the same size, or maybe, you know, that white. It was taped down with duct tape, and at the bottom of it we had a peg bar, which is a bar that you need when you do animation because of the way the paper is made. And yeah, it was kind of like a kitchen neon, the ones that have a cable and that you can attach on their cabinets. So yeah, we would just have, you know, open the thingy, put the neon, switch it on. Just about like $10. Really MacGyver, but you know, students don't have a lot of money. No light box, you can tape the paper to a sunlit window. If you have a glass table, you can put a lamp under it. There's really a bunch of ways to sort of like a bunch of ways to fake it. I'm still a bit surprised of the price they sell the light tables for. Like, oops, see, that's smudged. That wasn't quite. I think it's because I picked up on the this that was on the tape. No biggie. Like peeling the paper. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be great experience. So yeah, it's possibly best to avoid erasing over the tape, which is a bit tricky. But my eraser makes super nice noises. You can print directly on watercolor paper if your printer can handle it. Usually, like 90 pound, the thinner one can sort of go through the printer, so you can lower the opacity of the drawing and print it directly. You might have to cut down your watercolor paper to size, so it fits in the printer. I've done that before, but I don't really have a waterproof printer, like it's inkjet. So if you do that, you gotta make sure that you print it light enough that it won't reactivate and tint the paint you use. Oh yeah, that's true. There are also apps for tablets to become light tables. Hi, Holly. Okay. Hey, Gwen, hi. Oh yeah, don't try printing on 140 pound paper. That's a bit too thick, but the 90 pound is usually okay. Otto says, I can't handle the lights of those lamps, like the light tables. Instead, I got a cheap Pico projector and used that to transfer images. It's over the top, but great if you're sensitive to lights like me. That's a good tip. I think a lot more people are sensitive to lights than we would think. Yeah, my printer is also pass-through, but well, it has a cassette underneath, but it also has a back area where you can sort of just put a sheet, and it's not gonna try and flip the sheet over, so it just goes through. That usually is fine for printing on watercolor paper. Oh wow. Hey, SG Leinert, hi. Wow. Hey, Tsukaboo. Okay. Now I just have to figure out which paints I want to use to paint this. There's a couple of pencil mark stills. I'm only 20 minutes in and I can't English anymore. That's gonna be nice. Hey, Okuni, hi. Tsukabu says mulling paint went better with distilled water, by the way. Awesome. Oh, yes, Otto, please link that. That's awesome. Schminke said just arrived today. Ooh. That's a good moment. Hi, Melissa. So I think I will use this. Is this the one I'm looking for? Yeah, this Casaneo brush. That's this. I think they call it the angled tip. Ooh, that sounds great, Selena. So yeah, I want to use this one because you can make really broad strokes if you go like this way. But since I have to work around my character for this guy, I can also use the fine tip to do that. And if it doesn't pan out, I can switch brushes. See, it's kind of a really fine tip this way and a really broader tip that way. Good brush. So I kind of want to make the sky a bit gray, so I will be mixing my own gray, usually with the PB7 and ultramarine blue, so a brown, PBR7, sorry, and ultramarine blue. Hi, Rowdy! So nice to see so many people in the chat today. I hope everyone is having a great Saturday so far, or should I say Caturday. I don't have a cat cam today either because the cats are again sleeping. I'm mixing a big puddle of gray. And I just got some adjustments done on my palette. So now I actually have a PBR7 from Schmincke to mix with my blue. I just gotta remember which one it is. It's this one. That's about the hue I was going for, so awesome. Paper salad. Do they have arches on sale? I don't need any more arches, but palette chiropractor? What? What? I'm not looking at the chat for now because I'm trying to do this big flat area. Well, it's gonna have a bit of a gradation in it, but like it's a huge area to paint, and I really don't want to end up with weird lines in it as much as possible. I'm not always successful, but that's why every time I try to do it, because it's always a good learning experience of how to avoid having these super harsh areas in what is meant to be a really flat area. It's not easy because this is a big one. Oh my gosh, why did I do that? I will definitely need to figure out the palette with some opera pink in there. I will explain why. I'm gonna have a line there. Poop. It's dust. It's always either cat hair or dust in the paint. Alright. There's gonna be a bit of a line there and line there, but I did what I could. I need to let this dry because every touch-up I do is gonna create more of a problem. Okay, sorry. I'm back to the chat. Hey Lena, hi. At least that's a good idea. Yep. Cat hair belongs into a painting. It's what makes it art. It makes it a mixed media, I think. Alright, I need to find something with opera pink. And you're like, why? I drew this based on the memory I have of doing something really similar as a kid. We would use these, we call them saucers, like soucoupe in French, and they basically have two handles, plastic, really cheap plastic handles in them, and you sit in the middle, you hold on to the handles, and you slide down. And that was like not crazy carpets, not any kind of sled. We used saucers. Hold on, what did I miss? Oh. So yeah, and the one I had was like neon pink, so that's why I want to paint this one neon pink as well. I think this one is my schminke, whatever they name their opera pink, opera. Yep. Brilliant Opera Rose. Whoa, aluminum ones. Wow. I mean, ours were plastic, so they would always like break. But yeah, the way it was set up. Hold on. Heather is saying, tip: when cleaning a litter box, don't stand too close to the lid. If you do, the lid monster would reach out will reach out from under the gap and grab your foot. Is the little monster also named Chaos? Aw. Hey, Kevin! Hi! So yeah, the saucers we had were plastic. And where I lived, my parents' house at the time had kind of a, I don't know how to say it, but a raised front lawn. So there was a place where we could, you know, create a small slide and slide down. But it grew boring really fast, so we would always try to make it more exciting. So we had jumps in there, and at some point it wasn't even enough of a thrill that we would just slide down the stairs. The way it was made is that when the snow plows would come and pick up the snow, it would like abruptly end the way our slide was made. So let's just pretend that you have the slide like this. I don't know what this shows, but that's a slide, okay, from the side. And that's it was okay to slide in the street because it was a cul-de-sac, a cul-de-sac, like a house that, a street that doesn't open to anything. So we could slide down the street, but when the snowplows would come, they would sort of chop this section off. So we would still slide, but it was like, be like a huge bump over there. No flexing, the shock was transmitted to the occupant all moment. Oh my gosh, I know. So many bruised butts over jumping with the saucers over stuff. I mean, it was fun, but it was like epic. Every Saturday you should teach three words in French. You'd have to tell me which words. So yeah, as you can see, I have a nice cauliflower here and another one there and a small one there. I don't really mind them that much because first of all, there's not much I can do about them. And in the sky, I feel it's the place where they kind of fit the best. Like if you're to be stuck with cauliflowers, let's have them in the sky. They kind of look like clouds. We can get away with that. Oh, happy birthday, Bruiser! Face planting in the snow is also part of the deal. Oh, I mean, I had all sorts of bruises and hurts made while playing outside in the snow, all made to myself, by myself. And more often than not, I would just like stay outside and wait until it passed. I would not like come back in crying, going like, I hurt myself. I would just like lay down in the snow and wait for the pain to be gone enough so I could keep on playing in the snow. Yeah. I did a couple of really stupid things. Other brands would call it a dagger, but on Jackson's it's really just called like a slanted edge or something like that, slanted tip. Yeah, it kind of looks like a snow effect, right? This is the thing I really struggle with, like flat areas that don't have too much of a weird pattern on them. It's really hard to do right, and I'm still not there yet, so that's why I keep practicing. And sometimes trying to figure out the proper brush for this stuff could work. An easy way to do it would probably be to use masking fluid and cover everything that is not the sky. Would take forever. But if I did that, I could like really, really liberally paint and not have to worry about going around things. Just a couple stupid things, many stupid things, but outside in the snow, not that many. Oh, pre-wetting the background is also a good way to go. I'm not good with dealing with pre-wetting stuff much. Not big areas, because I don't really know yet when something will be dry or not. So I just try to go really fast. And often if I want this part to be a bit lighter, instead of going back to dip in my mix, I will dip just in the pseudo clean water on my desk. It's really tough to do. Come on, dry. One Christmas I played in the snow so much I got the flu Christmas Day and had to be sequestered. Oh no! It's really sad, Tsukubu. Well, you have to cover with masking fluid first. Let it dry completely, and then you can pre-wet and go to town with the wash. It's just a lot of work to cover everything in masking fluid. I need to try and see if I can... Perhaps it would be easier to do with... I'm trying to remember, like frisket tape? What's the word of it? But it's like translucent, transparent tape that you can put on stuff and create a cache with it. I've seen it used with acrylics a lot, but I don't know if it works with watercolor as well. I'm using Archa's cold press. This one. The 9 by 12 inch pad. It's the least expensive one I can get. When it goes on sale, it can be like 15 Canadian dollars for this, which is a bit above $1 per sheet, which is kind of a good deal still, as far as cotton paper goes. What's the difference between cold press and rough? Well, rough is gonna have a much stronger texture on it. A cold press has a light texture, and rough has a bigger texture. It's really fun for granulating colors, but if you want to ink a drawing over rough paper, it's gonna be a bit more difficult to have a full line. It's gonna look a bit more like dry brushing. You can use wax, but the issue with wax is that you cannot really remove it after. So if you want to create a white area, like just a resist area, that's fine. But if you want to protect something that you want to paint after, you can't really use wax. Packing tape works well. That's good to know. I have rolls of the transparent tape I'm talking about, but I have yet to play with it. I have a hairdryer that I could use, but I have to mute the stream and because it's really noisy. Okay, so let's see if I can... I think that's good enough that I can continue. I will use a synthetic brush. Yep, this one. I'll try, and if it's not right, I'll switch. That's one from Recollet. It's technically a size 4, but packing tape. Which is the one you call packing tape, Patricia? Backside of rough is slightly more textured than cold press, but still inkable. Doing that right now because I ran out of my cold press. You can use the backside of paper. Sometimes it will have a texture, and then you can decide if you like it or not. I know I don't really like the texture of the backside of Archa's paper, but that's personal preference. Oh! Lana says, I think the Frugal Crafter Lindsay had a video on the clear masking thing you talked about and used it with watercolors too. I'll have to dive into her immense archive of content. If you have slightly tinted masking fluid, you can make a ribbon barrier and pick it up when the broad... Yeah, you have to be careful not to go over the barrier. But, okay, it's the transparent white tape. I've seen some packing tape that is, you know, the kind of really thin light brown one. This one is really sticky, so I was like, if there's a way to use that, I'm curious about it. But yeah, the transparent one is usually not that sticky. Alright. Let's go for the most outrageous thing first. Oh, that's perfect. That's so pink. It's perfect. I mean, there's no way you could lose those in the snow anywhere. Even if you forgot them, like on the front lawn, and went back inside and then it snowed on them, they would be so easy to find with the super bright neon color. I don't know if they make them anymore. I'm old enough that it was a time back when, you know, people were not super worried about kids hurting themselves. Like, everything was a lot more, just meh. We had something we called triski. Like, it has 3 skis and you sit. Those were like epic. Hey Marla, hi! Lindsay's was a row of leaves that she... Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks. Make everything opera. I agree. Back in the day! Back in the day when neon stuff was trendy for the first time. I would spend a lot of time outdoors in the winter when I was a kid. The way my parents' house was situated at the time, like I said, it was in a cul-de-sac, and the street itself was really, really short. There was only like two houses on each side of the street, so it was kind of like a really short street. And what they did with cul-de-sac back then is that they would plow all the snow in the area and pile it up at the end of the street, since it's an area that no one really goes. So we would have our very own huge pile of snow to have fun with, like slide and I don't know, just play in the snow, I guess. Back in the day when kids had common sense. I'm not so sure about that. Like I said earlier, I did a couple of stupid things as a kid that definitely don't show a good amount of common sense. Oh, no. That's such a cute idea, Heather. Heather says, I love how watching you gives me so many ideas, visions. I just had a vision of a hairless breed of cat in winter, nearly immobile from puffy jacket, possibly even a sock on the tail. That's really cute. And like big eyes of like, why is this so cold? Hey, thank you so much for being here, the glitter crayon. Have a good day. Oh, we did not have common sense. I agree, Otto. No common sense, or very limited common sense. I did a couple of really dumb things as a kid, but I think that's kind of normal. That's part of the growing process. Like, most people are not born with common sense, technically. And I sure was not. I think I have a decent amount of it now, but that wasn't always the case, for sure. think we should start with the basics. Regarding what? Regarding common sense? I don't know how much of a follow along you want this to be. Like, do you really want me to explain what I'm doing? I am not... Oops, sorry, I nudged the mic. Hope that didn't break too many people's ears. But I don't usually comment on the way I go because I don't usually have a plan. So yeah. Back in the day when we knew how to use snow to make bruises less swollen before we went in. Oh my gosh. Yep. Well, I mean, I see kids at the nearby school. They're always like outside for the breaks. Like, that's fine. But the thing is that if I wanted to play in the snow as much as I was when I was a kid, there isn't as much snow anymore. So I mean, the situation has evolved too. So it's difficult to apply our normal from back then to the normal of today. Oh no. Oh no. That sounds like a really bad situation, Otto. Okay, so to create sort of the shadow in the snow, just to give it a bit of a depth, if it was a really sunny day, since the snow is white and the sky would be blue, I would make the shadow in the snow kind of a purple blue. But since it's kind of a grayish day, I'm gonna make it more of a grayish purple blue. Yeah, that's some good explanations, yeah. Hey, Stanislav, hi! Oh, wow, Otto? Oh, wow! Oh my gosh, what? But I mean, if they were technically interested in drinking, that was a bit older than like just going out to play in the snow, I think. One of my someone got busted. Yeah, we did not have common sense. We were sure we could get away with so much stuff. Hold on, I had a thing and I forgot it. Lana is talking about using water to make slides ice over and be even faster. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, as a kid, the slides, they could never be fast enough. And I remember the school I went to, there was a really big hill in the yard. And of course, in the wintertime, at the lunch period, they would have crazy carpets that we could sort of borrow. And it was a really long sleigh down, but thing is the way it was made and the sliding and all of that, the slides would become iced by themselves. So we would end up at the other end of the yard. It was really funny. Oh, the thing I want to say, when I was in high school, we lived close enough to school that I could go by feet, like walk over there. And that was funny at times because when there was a big snowstorm, they wouldn't announce right away if the schools were closed. It would take some time. So more often than not, I would trudge over to school like basically looking like Maggie Simpson, like a big pile of winter garments. And I would get over there, I would get to school, and there would be like 3 out of the 25 students there, like perhaps a couple of other kids that either came walking or that somehow their parents dropped them off. And you would wait there, and like the buses, everything would be like messed up. And I'm talking a real snowstorm, because we can deal with snow, but not when it falls like a feet of snow all of a sudden. And it keeps on snowing. And I would always head to school, be there for like an hour, and then they would say on the intercom that like, oh, the school is closing, and I would have to walk back home in the freaking storm. Oh, that's interesting. Toke says, fun fact, in Denmark there is no legal drinking age, but there is a buying age. That's interesting. Oh, whoa, Heather. My back is sore and I have to sneeze. Brace yourself. Funny thing too, with when they would close school for snowstorms, like all the kids would go back home, and guess what we would do? We would all go outside to play in the snow. So yeah, it was really a measure that was there more for transportation and parents having to sort of get their kids to school, because the kids themselves were like, woohoo, snow! Let's spend the day outside, like creating forts and whatnot. Heather says, that reminds me of when I got to go on a cruise with my mom. I went into a bathroom on the ship, and there was a woman in the bathroom who acted as if I had just saved her life. She was so drunk she couldn't figure out that there were double doors to get out. Yikes. No closing school until it's minus 35 and the school bus engines freeze. Where is that, Okuni? Like, it wasn't as much the cold. Like, if it was super cold but there was no snow falling, we could still manage. But if there is so much snow that the snowplows can't get rid of it fast enough and it keeps on falling, that's when they would close everything. Still thinking about Otto's squat challenge, and I feel so bad for you. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. It reminds me of Sherlock in Elementary, when he tries Jones' trick to stay awake, and he does like a billion squats, and he's kind of sore the next day too. Hey, Ellen! We were talking about being snowed in and snowstorms, so you have good timing. so what I'm doing with the drawing, like I said, I did some shadow stuff, whatever going on here, and a bit on the ground. And for the trees, like I made them some sort of evergreen, and I haven't figured out yet how I want to paint snow on evergreen, so I just painted a really light bluish, grayish green, because they're kind of far away and I don't want them to be too on the forefront of the drawing. The most colorful things are gonna be the cats and the saucers. They're kind of the focus. Oh, the thing is, I think I have kind of an idea of the noise you're making as you move. Because I'm pretty sure I did the same. When I get sore muscles, yeah. Like, even when I'm good, I make old people noises when I move about. So if I'm sore, it's not gonna be good. Otto says, downside to living in boarding school, not that there are any upsides, is that when the school is closed for days because of snow, we were still there, so we're the teachers, so school is on. Ugh. Takes the fun away from the whole idea. I'm going nowhere today. I wonder if this is coming towards us. We have really bad luck with our timing doing the groceries. Like, I think last time it was raining a lot in January, and we were like, what the heck? Yeah, I think that was the last live stream, right? When I painted the January drawing with the cat being super unimpressed with it. Hold on. I haven't finished it yet. This one. So yeah, and like yesterday it was super duper cold, like minus 27, minus way too much. Celsius, of course. Yeah. So one thing I kind of struggle with in painting is letting something dry before I paint next to it. So maybe I should plan my paintings, but also I'm thinking I perhaps should have painted shadows first. I can still do it, I think. Oh, a blizzard is a lot of fun to watch from the insides. Like not having to go outside at all. That's the best part of the blizzard. Ah, thank you so much, Lana. Hey, Steve. Steve says, old people noises? I make those. Didn't know you heard me. I don't know if you saw, Steve, but I was inspired by the talk of coloring books we had last week. So today I made this drawing available to download. So people can print it, color it, do whatever. As long as they don't sort of redistribute or resell it, I'm fine. I mean, to me that's like the basic of decency, but then again, that sort of escapes some people. Otto is auditioning for the part of the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz. Needs to be oiled a bit. Aww. Stevie says, when it snowed that one time when I was living in Johannesburg, school was closed because no one went to school because snow, like all 4 flakes. That's Johannesburg in South Africa. Oh my gosh. Frog rain had happened. Yikes. I'm glad I made you laugh, Jill. Maybe I should plan my paintings. That would be too much foresight. If it was a commission, perhaps I would like think about it a bit more, but since that's basically like a painting for fun, there's a lot to learn from improvising, so that's my backup plan. I'm trying to make sure I have a bit of color on the edges there, because when I'm going to remove the tape, if this is all white with the white outline, it's not going to look like anything. Honor system, only good for honorable people. Isn't that a shame, though? Oh, that's really appreciated, Selena. I mean, you didn't have to do that. Hey, Charlie, hi. But yeah, I've worked in enough situation where I saw stuff just being absolutely just like whatever, that I'm like, I not that I mind, but I cannot take it away from my mind either. Like, you know, when you see like when I babysat kids and they would like have drawings that they made at daycare, and it's definitely from like a Disney coloring book that has been photocopied like 100 times, and I'm like, yeah, okay, Disney has a lot of money, but like when it's something from a creator, I find it a bit more difficult to just be like, yeah, let's share the thing. Of course, it depends how much it costs, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, like if you want to print many copies to color with your kids or grandkids or whatnot, that's perfectly fine. But like, can you imagine like going to a craft fair and seeing someone selling like paintings of your stuff? That's gotta be like really weird. I'm glad it does. It's bringing back a lot of winter memories for me too. Like I really grew up in the 90s, 80s. So like things like one-piece winter suits that are like all together, and if you have to pee, you kind of have to remove everything to go. Well, you kind of have to remove everything to go if you have a split one too, but the split one, it was really easy to have snow go into the jacket, which was the advantage of the one-piece one. You couldn't have snow go in there. Aw, thank you so much, Steve. But yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing this, and to test the ground, I've been sort of doodling other, like taking other drawings that I've done and sort of redrawing them and making them kind of like a coloring page. And it's fun. It's something that I am good, like I don't feel bad doing. So I think I might offer more and make sort of more streams where you can download the drawing and draw along or paint along, because I think it's fun. It used to be something quite common on Lindsay's live stream, but she no longer live streams as far as I know. So if she gets back to it, I might take a step back, but for the time being, just thought it would be fun. A fun way to include everyone. A snowmobile suit. Is that the name of it? They were like all sorts of weird colors and patterns. The key were the snow pants that went on like overalls. Yeah. But I think the one that were just pants, like I never had that. I always had the overalls one. Oh my god, Okuni, that's pretty harsh. But yeah, can you imagine, like, you get to a fair and there's your stuff for sale by someone else? That cannot go well as a discussion. I don't like the guy, but Louis C.K. said something that I thought made a lot of sense. That was before all the drama and stuff. But still, I don't like him. But he said that some comedians, they have their routine, they create it, and they sort of repeat it, and it's sort of precious to them because it's the one thing that they have. And other comedians will like always switch around their routine and have something new. So if someone comes over and steal their jokes or whatnot, it's not great. It's not a nice thing to do, but it's not bad because by the time the person has stolen the joke, the original creator of the joke has moved on. And I kind of want to be able to do that with art as well, like not stay stuck in look at this one thing that I did. Like I want to create stuff. So even if someone was to say, I hope that doesn't happen, but if someone was to sell my stuff, I would be mad at it, but I would hope that I'd be moving on from that anyway, if that makes sense. Hey, Christella, hi. Oh yeah, paint along, guest artist, that would be great. Oh, good luck, Otto. Oh my gosh, I hope you have a counter nearby that you can brace yourself on. I had the snow pants that did up over my chest and left the arms free. Then coat over top. They were always in such great neon colors too. Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to paint the shadows first using a really staining color. And so that it's not too bright, I sort of mixed it with palette mud and my gray from earlier. But it's basically dioxazine purple. It's my go-to purple, staining purple for shadows and stuff. Because I can paint all the shadows and have, just that in mind and focus on where the light is, sort of, and like I don't make this an exact science, but it's easier to focus on if I'm doing it all at once. And if I use a staining purple, usually I can paint over it, and unless I paint with a really dark color over it, it's gonna still be there, the shadow. So, and even if it sort of gets weaker when I paint over it, I can always go back and paint over the shadow again. Otto did a lot of squats yesterday while she was preparing dot cards, so her leg muscles are insanely sore today. So we were discussing how the worst when that happens is going to the bathroom, because you have to lower yourself and get up from the seat of the toilet, and you have to control those thigh muscles that are incredibly sore. So that's why we are wishing her good luck. Oh wow! Alan says, my friend Janet, the oil painter, had Chinese companies start producing knockoffs of her work, and they were being sold over in bloody Harrods. Is that a shop? She got herself good lawyers after that. Sorry, hiccups. It's not exactly surprising. Unfortunately, the most common offender in terms of disregarding copyright is China, is Chinese companies. I think I read something once about how copyright is not perceived the same way over there. So it's not like sheer disrespect in a way. It's also a cultural misunderstanding. Makes it really problematic for creators like your friend and like other people I know have that happened to them. But it's really difficult to enforce too, because like I said, they don't, like, by now they might know it's not accepted, but they have workarounds. Like if one of these like sort of shell companies gets hit by like a copyright thingy, they will just close and open a new one elsewhere. Like they don't really care. Yeah, I get that. It's okay, we have glasses too. They're good protection against snowflakes, though. Yeah, it's more or less using grisaille. Grisaille? Guisaille. That's always weird to say in English. But it's like a purple eye. Sorry. Harrods department store in London. Oh, whoa. Hey, snack hole. Have you ever considered drawing cats any food themed? I'd love to see you try doing some food designs. Like what? Yeah, like what? Okay, Otto is back. It was very sore, but she's alive. Whew. Contracts don't mean the same in Chinese culture either. Yeah, there's a really big issue about like the whole understanding of that. Like we tend to ascribe the situation with like what we know and the values we have, but it's really not the same. Who had this really awesome... I saw a video not long ago about... oh, I think it was in French though. Crud. But it was about counterfeits and weird products coming from China. And it's you see that it's really not the same mindset. Like it's apples and oranges. Very interesting though. I did some cats that were sushi chefs. I've done a couple of baker cats too. But I haven't drawn like cat/food mashed together. It's not pathetic, Otto. You did a workout. That's not something a lot of us artists can boast about. Oh my gosh. So out of shape. That's not... I mean, I'm laughing, but it's kind of not funny. Well, we kind of have a fatality in the live stream in the sense that seriousness is not present most of the time, and we often talk about really weird things. Like, not weird, like truly unsettling, just really immature stuff. I could have probably sized down to do what I'm doing. This brush is a bit big. I end up with, even if it's a synthetic brush, I end up with too much paint on it. And it blubs over. Like if you base the animal off a food. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I'll keep that in mind. That's a really lovely idea. Yeah, doing stretches is a good idea. I was trying to do more stretches this week and I still ended up with a tension migraine. So I was like, yeah, good job, buddy. You are doing good. Q-Nuticles. Yeah, the Nuticles is a excellent example. Yeah, I agree. Joy says, when you are sued and have to shut down production and you do the same thing again, I'm sorry, but you know you shouldn't be doing that. I don't have any trust for that particular niche of Chinese business culture. Some knowingly put toxins in baby food. That's a bit far. I mean, toxins anywhere is a really bad idea, but yeah, it's difficult to, like, that's a really like serious example. What's the word I'm looking for? But I'm always curious, like, what has led to this situation? Why did this become okay? Like, sometimes there's not a really complex answer. Sometimes it's just like, hey, money, and you're like, oh. But I'm always a bit curious about, like, the knowingly doing this stuff. Like, unknowingly, even if it's, again, not a super great display of common sense, is not necessarily forgivable, but possibly a bit more understandable, a bit. But like knowingly putting lead into stuff, that's kind of weird. That's really wanting to cut corners. Sparkle tush. When you live stream so hard, people die. Oh my gosh, what? Oh, eek. The only thing that I kind of like about melamine found in baby... Ugh. Ugh. What? Melamine? We call it melamine in French. Found in baby milk powder. I think I saw the video about diamond painting. I'll have to click on it next time. I mean, there are so many services online that will print whatever. I think people had fun with that on Twitter not too long ago. They would make like stupid art, like draw a butt and write next to it like this is art used without permission, like just silly stuff, like really cheaply, quickly made silly stuff. Oops, I lost my chat. No, come back. And the trick was to reply to that tweet with the artwork by saying something like, hey, I really would love a t-shirt of this, and like to engage with your following so that many people would write that as a way to bait the counterfeiters companies to sort of copy the art and print shirts with that. So you would have shirts available with some really bad, really ugly art on it and stuff saying like this is printed without permission, or like this art was stolen. It's really minor stuff in a sense. Like it's not, nobody was really hurt. It's not like toxins in baby food, but it shows the idea well. Like there is no care, no consideration. It's just how can you get from like an idea to a produced thing to selling that thing the fastest and make as much money as you can from it before you get shut down. Oh, there were several cases of cats and dogs suffering and dying from the poisons in their food where the raw materials came from China. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Ukuni. Poor baby. Poor kitty. That's so sad. That's really like, that's a real bummer. That sucks. I mean, it sucks for babies, human babies as well, but you know what I mean. It's really all about making money. Yeah. That's the documentary that was broken on Netflix. The one about the counterfeit makeup and how they counterfeited some stupid lip gloss from like Kylie Jenner or whatever. And to have this sort of texture from it, they put super glue in it. Did you realize what happens if you put super glue on your lips? They get glued together. I mean, that's not a good thing. And like, everything is cheaply made. Everything has like bacteria in it. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And it's always about making the most money you can. Hey, Bastet, hi! Raisin hater. I guess you're the raisin lover then. Oh yeah, diamond painting. I remember what it is. It's like you get these sets of probably plastic kind of sticky jewels, and you get a pattern like cross stitch, and you place the sticky jewels on the drawing. Hey Lee, hi. Okay, so what color cats am I painting today? I'm so slow. Good thing I had this ready, can you imagine? I think this painting is a perfect opportunity for shimmer sparkle pen. Ooh. Yeah, I might add some at the end. On the snowy bits. I think I don't... It would make a lot of noise if I were to reach out for my fine tech colors. I have the Schminke ones nearby that might work, but I also have this... Well, if it's what I think it is. Come on. Oh yeah. That's the hollow one I tried to do. It's kind of... It looks like butt in there. It doesn't look good, but... Well, I even added like some blue tack to have it stick to the lid, but it doesn't work. Orange and green. Green cats are not a thing. Oh, Siamese. Ginger. Oh, it's Siamese and ginger. We got it. I think the ginger one should be the super reckless one. Oh yeah, that's something that's really not good about makeup. If you want to sell makeup in China, you have to test it on animals to be able to sell in China. And that's really dumb. I'm not in favor of that one bit. Should test it on humans, if anything. If you're the ones that are worried about the quality of the thing, test it on your own face, dumbass. The orange cat can wear green. Oh, I have the Rembrandt available too. Ooh, not the new ones, but the palette. Right, so Siamese. This was me trying to remember what the Siamese pattern is like. Not being very good at it. But yeah. I'm making it a smoke point. Is that the name for it? Like the brown. They kind of have a skull-shaped marking in a way. Oh, ginger for sure in honor of Bruiser's anniversary. Bruiser has some white on him, right? Ew. seal point. Yeah, that's the word I was failing to find in my brain. I think with the seal point, the whole tail is dark, right? No worse than our Parmesan cheese being made from wood pulp. Is it the Parmesan, like the Kraft Parmesan BS? Non-related question, but what is your guys' favorite pie? I really like pecan pie. Pecan. I used to love sugar pies so much, but they're often made with cream, so I can't eat them anymore. But it's exactly my type of stuff. Like, it's a greasy, gooey, gooky, sweet thing. Almost blacktail and seal point. Thank you so much, Peter. Maybe fans should get super glue. Ouch. Yeah, that was, I mean, I felt sad for the girl that told her story, but I was like, if you don't catch up on the fact that this super trendy out of stock product that costs $60 is sold for $15 on Amazon from a weird seller, if you're not aware that that might be a fake and you still buy it, I'm kind of like, well, that's sort of on you. I mean, they're preying on you, but it's kind of part of the responsibilities on you buying it. What is the Kraft Parmesan thing? Kraft, the company with the K. They have this Parmesan. It's not Parmesan one bit, but it's like powdery and white and really dry. It has nothing to do with real Parmesan. And it's sold on huge tins, and it's like available everywhere. What's the one store you buy clothes from, Joy? I'm curious. I really like Tentree. I think their stuff might be made in China, but it says that it's ethically made in China. And they are really all about like planting trees and using recycling materials to make shirts and all of that. Ooh, apple pie with a couple slices of sharp cheddar cheese melted on it. What is shoe fly pie? Alex, what is that? It wasn't Kraft, but another brand that their Parmesan was all wood pulp. Yuck! Oh, Bruiser is just a dark ginger tabby. Is it? That's Chaos that has a bit of white then. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's Chaos. Pecan pie. Keelan, I'm not good with citrus pies. I feel like it tastes like cleaner. And I don't, obviously I don't do cheesecake. Ingredients will say cellulose. Oh my gosh. That's gross. Inglot, I saw them. It's called Kathmandu. I don't think it's in North America. Still, good to know. Good to know. I think a butter tart with raisins. I would take a butter tart without raisins. Raisins are like the most depressing thing in the world. Shoe fly pie is crumbs with molasses poured on. Ooh. Molasses is so tasty. I'm like not painting at all. I'm like super distracted by the talk of pie in the chat. We had during the summer here, we had a local company that made pies with local strawberries. Oh, that was amazing. I haven't had a lot of fruit pies ever. Like, I don't think my mom ever made like pies. It was more like my grandma's thing to make the dough, but they would use it for like onion pies and savory pies rather than fruit pies. Onion pie is really tasty. I have good memories of onion pie. Raisins trigger F. Yuck. Oh my gosh, raisins make me so depressed. It's to me they scream of like, well, we wanted chocolate chips, but we couldn't afford them. I'm like, just the gooey, like. Okay, in cinnamon raisin bread, if it's freshly toasted, that's kind of a bit better. And I will tolerate them in crust buns sometimes. But I would just wish they made them smaller. It's so off-putting to bite into like a bready thing and find this gooky, cold, soft thing. I don't know. Onion pie sounds. It's a savory pie, so you have a crust that is not sweet, and it's a mixture of onions that are cooked with butter and a bit of flour, and you put that in the pan, you put bits of bacon on it, and you put that in the oven. It's an Alsatian thing. My granddad was from Alsace. Ooh, yeah, you can. I would bet that a raspberry pie made by Amish people would be pretty genuine. Oh, that's interesting. Any effort to try to have a better production chain is always an improvement on no effort. Because that gives you the option of buying these things. And if enough people buy these things rather than the other stuff, then the company might work towards having more of that in. I keep having hiccups. Oh, sorry. Oh, I miss onion pie. My granddad used to cook a lot of really nice things, including kuglof. Like this really sort of big cakey thing that is made with a lot of butter in there. And it's usually made with raisins, but they would often at least make one without raisins for my brother and me because we're not big on the raisins in there. Just to stay on topic. I really like Patagonia as well in terms of a company that is more aware of stuff, because I don't know about their production chain as in details, but I know they are really focused on reusing, and like if you buy a coat from them and then there's a hole in it at some point because you've been using like in camping and all of that, I think you can get it repaired by them. They're really focused on prolonging the life of things. Hey Mandy, hi, welcome. Yeah, I need to drink something. Pies, conspiracies, the pill, animal testing, and vent abuse. Oh, and sore muscles too. Let the texture of onions freak me out. How do you even chew that? With your teeth, I would say. Sorry. Oatly have launched ice cream. Oh, man. There's one thing I'm really excited to show Otto whenever you come here is the fake cheese we have at the grocery store. Like, I was looking at the ingredients. First of all, there's not that many of them, but it's like not stuff that you're allergic to as far as I know. So I was like, oh. I've tried the dairy-free Ben & Jerry's, but it's so sweet. Good grief. And Häagen-Dazs has dairy-free Pops thingies, but they're so sweet as well. Like, geez, guys, you could really put less sugar in there and it will still be really good. I'm getting too old for all that sugar. Except icing. I'm an icing fiend. I hope they still have them then, but I do everything I can to keep on purchasing them, so at least I'm like, the demand will be there. But they have I think maybe the fake Parmesan one might not be completely auto approved, but they have a fake mozzarella that's quite tasty, and fake Gouda slices and fake provolone slices that are surprisingly tasty and not like a long list of ingredients. I was really surprised. They come from Greece. I'm like, what? Okay, sure. Yeah, we're talking food. We started talking pies, now it's moved on to raisins and onions. Oh, hot gluing it down is a good idea, Heather. Texturally incorrect doesn't belong in your mouth. I have that with tomatoes. I get really triggered by the smell of tomatoes. Like Mr. E sort of makes fun of me because, of course, they put like the tomatoes right next to the cucumbers and the avocados at the grocery store. So whenever I go there to pick up like cucumbers or avocados, I get there and I'm like, yeah, avocados, and then the smell of tomatoes catches up to me and I'm like, what? And I stop breathing and I like pick up my avocados super fast and I run away. I don't know what it is, but it really bothers me. That cat is a menace. It is! I tried the coconut ice creams here, but they were overtly coconutty. I'm so with you there, Otto. Hey, Oni, hi! Like, most of the things that I've seen that are dairy-free, they often use coconut as a substitute, and I'm like, I can't do it. It's too, like, the most, like, grossest thing I've tried along that idea is like dairy-free fudge, where fudge with a lot of quotation marks, because all you do is you melt chocolate and you melt coconut oil with it, and then you pour it into molds and you put it in the freezer. It's, I mean, you're like, your liver dies from one bite. It's like, it's really, really too much. It's too much coconut and it's too much fat. I really can't do that stuff. And it was, one of those obnoxious online recipes with 12 kilometers of photos and rambling from some kind of skinny vegan chick. I'm coming up super bitter. I hate those cooking blogs. I mean, jeez. Put the recipe first and ramble on after. I don't care about your ramblings. Sorry, I'm really triggered, I guess. Raisins are grapes that got the life sucked out of them. I want that on a t-shirt. Can I get that on a t-shirt, please? Raisins are grapes that got the life sucked out of them. That's the real idea of it. Oh my gosh. I can't eat fresh tomatoes either, Mandy. That's really weird. Yeah, raw tomatoes are a big no, but dude, pasta sauce all day, every day. Blended pasta sauce. I'm in it. I know I've talked about this before, but I'm really fascinated with the idea that, we all have different genes, but like along all the genes we have, among them, there's genes that are related to tasting things. Like, it explains why some people think that cilantro tastes like soap, and some people really can't stand bell peppers, and I'm pretty sure that the tomato thing is similar. It's gotta be a gene somewhere that some people will bite into a fresh tomato and they'll be like, oh, it's sweet, and other people will just smell the fresh tomato and there is nothing about that sweetness there. Hey, Phoebe, hi! So yeah, I think that's really a thing. Like, and like Mr. E cannot do tomatoes. Well, I think he can sort of do it better than me, but I'm just incapable with it. It's just, I tried, but nope. I love the vegan soccer mom. Oh, that's it, vegan soccer mom. Or like, whatever kind of, like, the keto soccer mom, and fat bombs, and I'm like, bah! Good grief. I love cilantro, but I totally understand the fact that some people don't have that, like, they possibly don't taste the same thing when they eat cilantro that I do. It's really fascinating. And I think color perception might be like that. I've wondered about that, Lee. Like, I've always wondered if, let's say, the sky is blue. Everybody names the color of the sky blue, but I wonder sometimes if for someone else, the color they see for the sky is what I would call green in my perception of things. I can take out my my aluminum foil hat too, if need be. Oh. Okay, so why is a tomato named beefsteak? What? No. Just no. Oh, don't like strawberries. Well, that's fine. I mean, you can give them to me. I will eat them. For my case, it's fresh tomatoes or cooked whole tomatoes, like the big chunks of tomatoes I still struggle with. Oh my gosh, if you guys don't like strawberries, I will take them. Give them to me. Oh, whoa. Alex, that's bad. Though if you ever have cats, not being able to smell ammonia might be a blessing. Yeah, that's it, right? Lena says, oh, good grief. Come on, computer, stop making the chat disappear. Go to sleep. Not yet. Lana says everyone sees colors differently, but we learn to name a certain color range a certain name so we can talk about it. Yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, it's just like interesting to think about it. Beefsteak because it's huge and meaty. Whoa. I don't know, meaty and tomato. Yeah, they have great names. See, the thing, Phoebe, that's exactly how I am with tomatoes. I've really tried, but they don't go down at all. They block and I have to spit them out. It's really weird. I love strawberry everything. I'm always disappointed when, like, some things don't come with the strawberry flavor. Because I'm like, dude, that's the one I would get. Why? No one cares about, I don't know, grape flavored things. Blah. Okay, so what kind of green am I making this? Oh, it's gotta be like May green. Like the most loud green that Schminke has. It's like neon green. And I'm saying that as I'm dirting it up with some palette mud, but yeah. Oh, that's loud! Green! Oh my god, that's so 90s. I didn't have a green one suit jumper like that, but I had a two fur. It was like manganese blue, opera pink, and white. Yep. I remember that one. Really good way to spot your kids from afar. that's green, green. I haven't ever smelled Tamarillo leaves. But, I mean, they're green tomatoes, so no thank you. Oh, good grief. Ugh. Yes! Oh my god, yes, Phoebe! Grape flavor will forever remind me of Dimetap. Children's cold medicine. I had so much Dimetap as a kid. I have memories of being woken up in the middle of the night by my parents with a syringe, like a, a small syringe, plastic syringe. No needle, just, to carry it around, full of Dimetap. And they would be like, drink this, and you're like half asleep, and you're like, what? And it's this fake grape flavored syrup thingy that's really nasty. And you drink it, you're like, oh, sugar, and you fall back asleep. Yep. Oh no, Oni. Hate the color green with a passion. I need a Kleenex. Good grief, my chair is a mess. Rabitse or Dayquil. Are you in Canada? What? Oh yeah, so much Dimetap as a kid. Oh my gosh, I remember. The one that I loved though was the banana one for ear infections. I know there's two types of people. The people who liked the banana one or the people who hated it. I loved it. I was always excited to get that one. Hey, it's time for your syrup. I was like, wee! I think it's penicillin, that one though, so I cannot have it anymore. So you're in the US. Oh, okay. So I guess we had really similar stuff, huh? Hey, I'm glad you're having fun, Mindy. The Siamese kitty, cobalt blue. I don't know, because the eyes are gonna be blue. So do I go with more blue or do I go with like orange so it really punches out? Oh man, artificial banana flavor. I'm in this. You know the banana sweet tart candies? The powdery banana stuff. Oh, that's great. That's some great stuff. Oh, Lee, you got the banana penicillin too. I still love it. I would love it if I wasn't allergic to penicillin. It was so good. I don't know why. I think it was like halfway between candy and... I don't know, man. It was just awesome. But yeah, I grew my intolerance to penicillin developed between that syrup and now, so I couldn't have it anymore. My brother is fully allergic to penicillin, like will inflate like a balloon if gets any penicillin. I'm like I get hives, so I'm like mildly allergic to it. But I think that for us it's a thing that the more we get of it, the more sick we get, the more allergic we develop. He got a lot as a kid because he was super sick at one point, and I didn't get like as much as a kid, but I got some a bit later, and that's when I got super allergic to it. I have never had banana Laffy Taffy. Oh yes, the little bananas. And then at some point they came up with, instead of having the Runts candies with all the fruits we don't care about, like the oranges, They came up with just the bananas. And I was like, are you kidding me? I can get just the bananas? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. Lana was allergic to penicillin, but is no more. Huh. Like the opposite. Yeah, if we ever end up with a huge bag of Runts candies, we'll be able to split all the flavors between us. That's awesome. I can't do latex anymore. But yeah, if your mom is a nurse and she can't do latex, that's problematic. Though I think a lot of people are developing like sensitivity to latex. So I've seen a lot of nitrile gloves available. Oh no! Alex says, fun fact, the molecule for banana scent is close enough to the attack hormone for bees that if you make a banana perfume, it won't cause swarms or anything, but can induce small panic outside. That's good to know if one is allergic to bee stings. Yeah, I have to buy like sensitive skin band-aids now because the regular ones they react with my skin and itch a lot. It's so stupid. Oh, interesting. Patricia says, since you get hives with penicillin, look up serum sickness. Latex, dairy, many other things that have serious outcomes. That would be really consistent. Hold on, I gotta note that down. Because I can't do dairy, I can't do latex, I can do penicillin. What causes serum sickness? That's so curious. Never heard of that before. I'm not painting a lot, am I? See, that's the thing. If we had a big bucket of Runts, Tuke could get the oranges. Wait, hold on. Who wanted the grape ones? We would split the banana ones, and there are strawberry ones, and I think there was apple ones too. Burnt orange suit color for the Siamese kitty. Yep. That's what I'm gonna go for. Or really bright orange because I think I'm gonna make it from this orange and a bit of the Schminke burnt sienna. My burnt sienna from Schminke is really funny because it has a big crater in there. It's really as if you took the flat pan, new pan, and you drilled the crater in there. There is no, like there's an angle on top. Oh no! A bumblebee attack. Poor thing. Bumblebees look so clueless. Cause unknown. It's a part of a collection of conditions like histamine sensitivity that are more common in Canada and northern US. Histamine. Good thing you have aversion to tomatoes. Is there histamine in tomatoes? I mean, that might be why I don't like them. I mean, up to a certain extent, I do believe that our bodies and brains want us to survive, even if it's on a subconscious level. No, I'm not trying to trigger Otto with my orange stuff. I think Otto is developing an interest to orange. That's how my pens end up drill hole in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh no, it's not in frame, but that one. That's a really like others have like different holes, but this one has really sharp angle. There is histamine in cheese, tomatoes, alcohol. That would explain a lot, actually. And I kind of have to take antihistamines in the summer because of pollen. Is this the puzzle piece that will make everything fit together, guys? Is it? I'm really glad that Otto is no longer bothered by orange stuff. I always feel kind of sad when someone is like, oh, I really hate this color. Because I don't really hate any color. So I'm always like, oh, but the poor color. I know it's stupid, but yeah. I don't know if there's anything to do about it, but that's interesting. Food contains histamine high. Tomatoes, beef. No, beef! Mind you, I don't eat a lot of meds, but a lot of meats, but... Spinach, kale, all fermented foods. Reaction vary. Brain fog, hives, migraines, respiratory... That's something I need to look into. I am using Schminke. This is my modified 24 color set. It was your puzzle piece. I really need to look into this. There are things like, I feel like I've eaten spinach. Well, I don't eat a lot of spinach, mind you. That's the weird thing, you know, I wonder if some of these things you sort of lose interest towards. Like, if something comes with spinach, I will eat it, but I don't really buy spinach ever. Like, it doesn't appeal to me as much. And I wonder if sometimes our brain is trying to help us a bit. Like, not always trying to sabotage us. That would be great. Yeah, that would be plausible. I don't want to hope, because you hope and then it's not it, and then you're like, blah. But I mean, there was some stuff that I was like, why did no one, like, last time I went to see my doctor, I was like, I'm so tired all the time. It's really bothersome. And then he said, oh yeah, but the anti-anxiety meds you take will cause that. And I was like, yay. He's a really nice doctor, but it's like, sometimes it's easy to, that's not on him, that's on me. I mean, you feel crummy and you kind of have this tendency to take it on yourself. You're like, it's my fault if I'm tired all the time. I should kick my ass into doing stuff. It's my fault if I'm, I don't know, anything. And then you realize that it's not. And you're like, oh, nice. Awesome. Oh, other symptoms, anxiety and depression. That would match. Yeah, that's the thing. Stevie says, when you look at pregnancy cravings, it really looks like that is accurate. Apparently, people crave things that they need. Like ice cravings correlate to iron deficiency and... Oh no, canned foods. Did I include canned tuna? Is there histamine in canned tuna? But yeah, I was craving ice and like icy fruit juice, but not the sweetness not long ago, and I was like, this is so freaking weird. So I googled it quickly and it was like, oh, it can be a sign of like iron and vitamin C deficiency. And I was like, I really don't have a good source of iron in my diet, and I don't often have vitamin C either. So I took a supplement and I took some like lemon juice and I felt better. I don't know if it might have been like just psychological, but I kept doing that over a couple of days, and I noticed that this sluggish feeling I had around the same time in the day disappeared. And like I keep forgetting to take them, because when I feel better, I don't think about taking the supplements anymore. Like I forget about them because I don't feel crummy. But I'm like, ugh. The thing is deciphering what the brain means by having you crave ice. It's not, you know, like ice and iron. There's not a link there that's really easy to figure out. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, it doesn't sound fun for you, but Kevin says, I have something in my hands where my immune system attacks my pigment cells. So I always have some white spots on my hands. Tuna is very high in histamines. No. I've been eating like cans of tuna and, you know, baby carrots, because I can't be arsed to make lunch. I just like put the tuna in a bowl and eat the carrots and add some sauce on the tuna because it's dry, and I'm like, that's it, that's lunch, bye. No. High dose liquid vitamin C. That's interesting, that if we crave something, it's because our body needs something in it, but it's just weird trying to connect the stuff. Like definitely when I crave a cake, it's definitely not because I need a cake. So it's like, what it is, could be just like emotional cravings too. When I was a kid, I ate so many carrots that I was turning orange. I think I kind of do that too. What's a Caturday? It's a Saturday with a big focus on cats. So, Caturday. Hey, Susan, hi. I'm still on because I'm incredibly slow and we talk about really fun stuff in the chat, so I keep being distracted by chat. Though, that gives time to my painting to dry so I don't make a huge mess. I sound like Chip Flake. Who is that? Maybe Chip Flake is a French-Canadian person too. Hey George, by the way, hi. Where was I? It's a color I really don't have in my palette that perhaps I should think about adding someday. It's some sort of cobalt blue. I'll see. I don't use that one a lot, and I think it's possible to get that kind of a warm yellow with these two. So that might be one that goes. I use yellow ochre. I think that's the yellow I use the most, oddly enough. Like, oddly in the sense that that's not what I would have thought, but apparently that's what happens. There, I'm gonna use some yellow ochre for full-on 90s mode outfit. You guys are gonna be like, you have terrible taste. I'm like, dude, this is the 90s. Who had taste in the 90s? Certainly not people. I take so many supplements. I think that's a really good idea to go about it. A chip flake, a British third-time animator. That's weird. I'm not a dude, I'm not British, and I'm no longer an animator. Also, gut bacteria can hijack your brain and convince you to eat more of certain things. Sometimes those cravings are teeny tiny jerks who are trying to have more friends to the party. That's hilarious. This chat is just a cauliflower bloom of quippage and watercolor applications today. That's usually how it goes. Yeah, well, were they? Were the 90s really better? I kind of feel like the 80s fully assumed their stuff, while the 90s were like, yeah, let's do better than the I don't know. I've been in both, though. When I was in the 80s, I was way too young to have an input on what I was wearing, but it was less weird colors. Like neon became really present in the 90s, I feel. Trying to paint along and I'm struggling. Is it because everything is super distracting and I'm really slow? If it's not that, feel free to ask questions. I mean, might have... If it's not me, someone in the chat might have answers. I know that usually, like, when I think about paint along, I think of Lindsay's live streams, and she would usually recommend a palette and some colors. But I think I kind of prefer to make that a personal choice. Like, if someone wants to paint a really blue sky and not have these super garish colors, that's fine. That's fine. Now, the key to the 90s as a teenager were to look as much as possible like a homeless person. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not in my early 20s. I'm old. I forgot that grunge was in the 90s. Oh my gosh, I loved grunge so much, but my parents would never buy me anything grungy. So I lived vicariously through other people's. Oh man, grunge was the best. Athleisure. Yeah, that's I think athleisure is just a fancy word to say that you spend your days in leggings and t-shirts. Like it's comfy. I remember wearing dresses and slacks in the 90s and just not caring. That was a really good mood. Oh man, I miss it. I'm always worried. Did Lee reply to anything that I missed? I don't think so. Tsukabu says, I had a teacher who hated anything black and tried to report kids for wearing black, but because I was one of the well-behaved students, I wore black just to spite her and got away with it. It's hilarious. Oh yeah, no, you were always buying at thrift stores, and I don't know if you guys had that, but you would buy jeans and then you would make them elephant leg pants. You know, the really hippie thing that it follows the legs, but then at the end it goes really wide, and you would like undo the seam and add a triangle of fabric to give that shape to the pant leg. athleisure is going to the grocery store in your pajamas. No, that troubles me a lot, because to me pajamas are like the thing you wear when you want to be comfy, and to me pajamas are kind of a clean thing. And going outdoors, it's not a clean thing. Like there's all sorts of, like, especially in the winter, you have like the brown snow anywhere, everywhere. And I see people in their pajamas at the grocery store, and I'm like, dude, you're bringing home all those bacterias and germs from the grocery store. Why? And then you're gonna sleep in. Nope. 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 Oh, bell bottoms. We call them. In French, it would translate to elephant leg pants. I just raided my dad's closet. And your dad was like, where is all my stuff gone to? I have sweatpants and a t-shirt. I think that counts. Oh no, I don't judge other people's pajamas. That's not fair. But yeah, I have like... There's a clear separation in my stuff of like stuff that I've worn outdoors and stuff that I've worn indoors, and I will change clothing accordingly. Oh yeah, sweatpants are the dream. That's the thing, yeah, I agree. Lee says now I'm a grown up and I just wear sweatpants, black lounge pants everywhere, so it looks like I'm dressed. That's the good trick. I do the same. I have like black, what's it called, joggers, and I have like sweatpants. Not because I jog, but they're black, so they really like trick people into thinking you're less comfy than you are. I see jeans now and I'm like, why? Never mind the fact that none of my jeans fit me anymore. Jeans? Yeah, whatever. But I mean, if I was able to get back into them, I would wear them. But like, if you sit a lot during the day, jeans are not the most comfy thing you can wear. Maternity jeans. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that sitting in those has got to be super comfy, because you don't have the freaking button poking you in the belly. You've never had pants of pajamas? Okay, why? How come? Dude, I live for pajama pants. I'm always bummed when it gets to summer and I have to put away my pajama pants, because I'm like, what am I supposed to wear to sleep? Honestly, as long as I can't see your butt, you do you. Oh, were you guys ever tricked by those leggings that look like they are flesh colored? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, of course. Susan says, oh, that is totally a thing here in Ireland. I see everyone walking in runners, like the workout pants. And I really don't mind. I don't really mind, but please replace them when they get old and see-through. Yes, please. Please, please, please. Otto says, I had to start wearing maternity jeans because of my food allergies and how huge I bloat. Aw. They are so comfy, no muffin top, and they are always stretchy. That is good to know, though. They look comfy. I've never seen, like, them really. But I would definitely look into that. Oh, pair, not pants. Yeah, those stupid skin-colored leggings or pants. Like, I often see them like at the subway station, the underground subway commuting thing, not the place where they sell sandwiches. And yeah, you cannot not do a double take. It's like, is this person Nick? Oh God, thank God it's leggings. It's so weird. Why? Alright. I can finish this. I can! Yeah, if you guys are new, our live streams here are always that kind of casual. It's not like a structured lesson or anything. It's just hanging out and having fun. They're a good raccoon tail. Wait, are flesh-colored leggings not without a skirt? Yeah. Some people will wear like just like sort of a shirt. The image that comes to mind was a lady I've seen, I think, that had a top that was leopard print, but that not a tunic top, not a long shirt or a dress, just a top. And skin-colored leggings. And yeah, I did mini takes. I was like, what? Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? I love leggings. I mean, I used to wear them a lot more when I would fit in them. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people who were like, ew, leggings with no tunic, no skirt, no nothing on them. Like legging for pants. There's people who say that leggings for pants is a bad thing. And I'm like, well, if they're not see-through and you're comfy in them and they're not like it's like pants, if they're not gross pants. Men wearing leopard print trousers, discuss. I mean, if it looks good on them, why not? Hey, recovering soul, hi. Buy bigger leggings. Yeah, but that costs money. I mean, the thing that usually bums me out about wearing whatever is that it's not in myself that I feel bad about wearing it. Like, I will wear whatever I want. But the problem is sometimes is going out wearing that you feel like you feel like it's not gonna be right, or people are gonna stare at you. And it's like, no, it's just my clothing. Look at something else. Shoo. Though I'm getting older, and the more old I get, the less I care. No, like jogging bottoms, leopard prints. Oof. Depends who's wearing them. Maybe. I'm trying to find a salvageable side to all of that. I'm not sure I can make it though. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, some people could wear like whatever and I'll be fine with it. I'm like, yep, that's good. That's fine. Just stay there. Just don't scare children and old ladies, please. I saw one guy today wearing it and it didn't work. Ugh. Nope. Well, yeah, that's only sort of on a case-by-case basis, I would say. I've seen beautiful people wear clothing that I really don't like, and sure, there's always a thought that, like, I'm like, oh, you need to get rid of that piece of clothing, but it's like the most delicious cake in a lousy wrapper. You're like, fine. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Kai. Kai. Have a great weekend. Oh, that's too close to the same color. That's not what I want. Speaking of people that would need a censored bar, I once walked, like, I didn't notice at first, it was summer in Montreal, and I was walking from one of the farmers market, and there were like a bunch of people walking as well, and in front of me there were two girls, and one of the girl kept like attracting stares and honkings, and I was like, what's happening? What am I missing? And then I realized, it sort of dawned on me that she was basically in her underwear with a full bodysuit, like fishnet thingy, a fishnet bodysuit. And I was like, oh, I thought that was like the pattern of her pants and whatnot, but that's skin. Okay, that's weird. Like that was a bit too much, because I'm like, well, fine if you want to wear that, but the girl was sort of annoyed that people were reacting to it. And I'm always like, well, it's always, a part of this that you can wear whatever you want, but there are certain things that will cause certain reactions, and you cannot really blame it on the people for having these reactions. So, yeah, there's always this thing that you're like, it's fine and all, but you gotta be aware that it doesn't... Yeah, outside, in the summer, of course, but it was really weird. Like, I really did not realize that she was basically naked. I was like, whoa. And I mean, people were gross. Guys were really lewd and... Ugh. That yellow coat. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's a fair assessment. No, it was like downtown Montreal. Not even in the weird, shady, like sex theater weirdness areas of Montreal. And her friend was not wearing anything similar. Like, it was just... Though, I gotta say, when I worked ages ago, when I worked in a small, like, photo development studio photography thingy, once there was a girl and her boyfriend that came up, and she wanted photos done for modeling, whatnot, like really last minute. And I was like, and same kind of situation. Like she was wearing kind of a fishnetty top, and I didn't realize until after I saw her like pull on it that she was wearing nothing underneath, and I was like, dudes. I think a bit of my soul died that day. Like, come on, people! Common sense again! I should rename this live stream like the common sense one. Weird stuff happened at that job, honestly. Really odd stuff. Oh man, that reminds me of so many weird, shady stories. Exactly, it's not about shaming the person wearing this, but there's a sort of a minimum and a time and a place for everything. And I'm like, if it stays decent, like I don't mind seeing a lady wearing a bandeau top or a guy wearing short shorts, because I'm like, everything that is a bit too much for me personally is covered. That's fine. It's fine. You do you, but I mean, dude, it's just weird. To me, it's weird. It's not. My favorite meme is Deadpool saying, "Hold on, my common sense is tingling." And underneath common sense, so where it's a darn superpower. Oh my goodness. Yes. See, that's the thing. It's always a bit of a balance. Like, you can do certain things, but you gotta be aware of the kind of consequence that... Now, I'm not saying like the really bad stuff, like the really lousy mindset stuff, but yeah, if you wear like the girl that was wearing fishnets for clothes, like of course people would look at her, even if it's just to kind of understand what they're saying. Oh, rip headphone user, how come? Did my laugh? But yeah, there's just this thing where like sometimes there's no judgment that comes with it, but something can be curious enough that people are going to look at it and try to understand what they're saying, seeing. That's basically the thing. As long as the guy in the short shorts is wearing drawers. I've seen not that I wanted to, but I've seen dudes wearing not short shorts, and I was like, dude, you should, if you are to men's spread, you should really wear underwear. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm good. Awesome. I tried to laugh away from the mic when I sort of find something funny, but so also regarding this drawing that's available in the description, for now it's available for free. I don't know yet if it will always be available for free. There's possibly gonna be an idea that, let's say by the next time I do a similar live stream, this one is gonna move from being free to being like $1. So yeah, I'm not gonna make it like free forever, I think. I might come back on this decision, but for now my idea is something along those lines. Okay, we need something like less on the fence of like being a really serious topic in chat. What else could we ramble about? I'm almost done though. Can you believe it? I'm almost done. We should distract you more often. Aw, it's a good way to let areas dry though, I gotta say. There's much less instances, many less instances. Okay, Captain Fabian, have a great day. Sure, why not? No. Fallout. Just because I'm wearing maternity pants. Yeah, that was kind of unpleasant. And I mean, I was really like eager to get off the bus because I was in the bus when I saw that, and the way the bus is set up is that you have facing rows of seats, and some are a bit higher than the ones on the other side. And of course, the dude manspreading was on the higher benches, and I was on the lower ones. So I had to make almost an obvious effort to look elsewhere. Because I was like, dude! Yeah, I know it's hot, but geez, keep that for when you're at home. I don't know. Hey, have good luck with the snow, Ellen. Be careful. Oh yeah, I could. I think I put the picture up yesterday night. Yeah, I did. Well, my Friday night, I guess. I posted about it on the Discord server. I might do the community post ahead of time too. I just don't know how many people. Perhaps if you know to check the community tab, that might be a thing. But so yeah. Like I said, yesterday I posted about the drawing on the Discord server. We have a Discord server if you are interested in joining it. It's free, you just have to create an account. It's really easy to use, really straightforward. You just have to click the link in the description, and it's going to take you to a page where you can get set up and all of that. And we just keep talking during the week, and it's a lot of fun. But that's also where I announced the I shared the drawing first and announced that I would be trying that today. So if you want to sort of get the memo faster, that could be a thing. I mean, you could join and just not be super active if you don't want to, but just check up the appropriate channel when it's Friday night for the drawing. Say that 10 times fast. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna trip on it so bad. Ah, kitty with the barrel of brandy. Like the are they called Saint Bernard dogs in English too? Clink the lick. I was thinking about making a channel on the Discord server for the paint-alongs, and possibly have it as a space where, if you want, you can share your painting, your coloring, your rendition. or whatever of the live stream's drawing. Would you guys feel like, is it something you would want to share, or do you just want to keep it to yourself? I mean, no pressure, no nothing. I'm just curious. Need a big cat. What's the biggest domestic cat breed? Norwegian forest cats are huge. Maine Coon are absolutely humongous. One of us. They're Norwegian forest cats, I think. They're like partly wild cats. They are so nice. Funny thing though, Maine Coons and Norwegian forest cats are super fluffy, and you would think that the long fur might be a problem for mats and having ice like cling to it, but they seem to do fine. What's happened with your attempt, Lee? You mentioned being in distress earlier, but I missed your reply. Oh, you can't do Discord. How come? If it's okay, if you don't want to reply, you don't reply. Alright, I just need the boots here to do, and I should be mostly done. Though there's a thing I forgot to do, and I forgot to keep some kind of white highlight in the eyes. So I might come back with a bit of gouache and fix that. I decided that experimenting wasn't her. It always is. It always is. Ragdolls can be big, and they are also so floof. And so I love that they get that name, because when you pick them up, they go limp. You're blocked? Why would you be blocked, Recovering Soul? It was Maria? The Norwegian? Yeah, I think she was the floofy one. I love it because you guys asked that, like, how was it to have a Norwegian forest cat? I'm like, it's gotta be awesome. It's a cat, you know? This card is blocked by my ISP. Oh, wow. I didn't know that was a thing. That's interesting. Not much fun, but interesting. So I guess then the community tab would be a good way to get the drawing, if you want it. A half bobcat! How? I want one. I want all the cats, so that's it. Oh my gosh, that was a funny thing, because oftentimes, either through sharing stories, or like when Mystery talks about coworkers and all of that, I have an easier time remembering cat names than people names. Oh, it doesn't like the word coon. I can see why, but that's still the name of the cat breed, and it's not related to the other usage of the word at all, I think. Maybe we should rename it something like friendly. Something like Maine, and then a word to mean like big floof. Well, it could be a Maine floof. How about that? How many cats does Ev want? Yes. Pretty much. Your counselor therapist had 2 ragdolls. Were they therapy cats? If I ever find a therapist that has a cat, you can be sure I'm gonna go there just to pet the cat. They're gonna be asking questions like, and what do you think of this situation? I'm gonna be like, ooh, kitty! Oh my gosh, that's so nice. It's so bad. They really had these cream-colored sorrel boots. They wouldn't match with anything. And they were cream, so if you were a kid, they would get so dirty. Oh, that's so cute. I love bossy cats. I mean, floof. Oops. Hey, DJ, hi. I love main floofs. I'm thinking that a cat in Mr. E's family is at least part main floof, because he is a really special cat. He will be super cuddly, super friendly when he's with people and inside during the day, and he's like super nice cat, super friendly with the kids, no problem. But at night, he becomes like the hunter, and he brings back moles. I'm trying to think of the names in English, but like he brings back sizable rodents and stuff. They live in like more of a rural area, so that explains why, but still, I mean, in an area that possibly has foxes and coyotes, and the cat is enough of a, you know, a serious hunter that they take him seriously somewhat. So I think that's kind of awesome to have this cat that is super awesome and cuddly, and then also has this super serious cat business to do. Sydney has become quite the bossy kitty. Oh my gosh. Sydney. I love cats. That's the most like ubiquitous thing I could say. I saw a really wholesome video yesterday, and it was so good that it made me cry. It was one of those, and it's about a prison program that matches inmates with cats that would be on the kill list. So that gives like a second chance to the there's also dogs, so it gives a second chance to the cats and dogs, and it also gives a chance to the inmates. It gives them something to care for and to take care of and to love. And oh my gosh, it was such a good, it was a tiny segment of a Jackson Galaxy thing, and I was crying, and I was like, this is so, you know, everything is sort of crummy in the world, but I was like, this is completely good. Like, it made me so happy. I was like, this is, I mean, it's not a fun situation for everyone, and some people put the money where their mouth is and made this happen, and it was so beautiful to see. Like, you couldn't see any of the inmates because they have to blur the faces, which is perfectly fine, but Jackson was like, everyone is so happy, everyone is smiling. The guys, you would see them with their cats, with their dogs, taking care of them, training the dogs. It was so positive, so good. You have two main floofs. I've never had a long hair cat. I wonder how much work it is. Max was awesome and a fierce hunter. Mice, field rats, moles, rabbits, birds, and a garter snake. Might be a snack, but a garter snake that I was gifted at least parts of. Here, human. I've seen you hunt, and you're really bad at it, so I've hunted you some food, and there, you can eat those. I hunted them for you. Like, oh, thank you so much. And animals don't tell you secrets. I've heard of therapy horses too. Yeah. I mean, I'm all for trying to find solutions to crummy situation, and that was one. Yeah, I had a bit of a Dr. Otto video withdrawal too. I really enjoyed Otto's Vlogmas because it was like spending between what anyway, a good moment with a friend, and like with colors and everything, and I was like, oh, this is also very wholesome and fun. Alright, so I think I'm mostly done with the painting. I will... Oh, I cannot put that. You know, I usually always end up not having enough of a mixed color, and this time I mixed too many of my gray. I thought I might like add a bit more, but I'm really worried of making a mess, so I will just leave it at that. Oh yeah, that's true. I was not realizing that yeah, long hair cats. Sometimes you need to buy a special kind of razor to groom certain areas of the cats. Oh, that's always a really satisfying part. Removing the tape. I've always had short hair cats, and the first cat I had, it was still good because he would be fine with being brushed. Like, that was the most chill cat I've ever seen. Nothing bothered him. I dressed him up as a baby, put him in outfits, put him in trailers like that you pull. Anyway, words. Put him in a baby carrier. I did everything with that cat, and he would just like be. And yeah, and he was the same regarding brushing. Like, we'd just brush him, and he would be like, "That's fine." But my two cats at the moment, they don't like brushing, so it's always a big. You sort of have to follow them, because you try to brush them and they keep walking, and you have to go after them to keep brushing them. It's kind of funny. Tried to paint a volcano. Oh, whoa. That sounds like a good challenge, though. A lot of work, but a good challenge. I love, there's a couple of pictures of volcanoes where you have the super hot red lava that falls in the sea. So you have all this fog happening, and in itself, the brightest color of the image is the red hot lava. And at some point, I want to try and paint that, because that's just such a breathtaking sight. It's just so pretty. So, I don't know if you can see, but I still have some kind of pencil marks that I'll have to erase. The only issue with pencil marks is that if you paint over them, usually you cannot erase them. For some, well, I think it's fairly, like, for the same reason that the watercolor binds the pigment to the paper, I think it also binds the graphite to the paper. So there are some of my lines, like here, no paint went over that, so I might be able to erase a bit of that, but like, since this is kind of a really light painting, there's still gonna be some lines that are gonna be visible. It's not very visible, I really don't mind, but that's the thing that happens. Yeah, it's not to pressure you, Otto, it's just that I really, when it happens that you post a new video, people are happy. I think that's awesome. Is it possible to use watercolor for dark scenes, like lighting and... Yeah, it is. It is. It's difficult, but it's absolutely doable. Oh, wow, I have to see that. Lava erupting from the vent under the sea. Lava is fascinating. It's also super scary, because dude, it looks hot, but it's beautiful. The color, it's like this super bright, glowy orange. I should put this right side up. So you can definitely tell that this cat had a brand new 90s outfit with like the hairband. Oh yes, those hairbands were so nice. Oh my gosh, with the matching knits. And this one has the hand-me-downs from his his cousin or his brother or sister or whatnot. Because this one is a bit more like the muted colors of the 80s. Or am I reading way too much into this? Bah. I love the colors and all. I think watercolor is awesome for painting fog and steam and all that kind of stuff. It might not be easy to do, but if there is a medium that's gonna really make it interesting, I feel it's watercolor. So whenever I get to paint like treescapes that disappear in the fog and that kind of stuff, I need more water. Oops, sorry. Trying to catch up on chat. If you want to see watercolor for dark scenes, I think Matthias Urbanowitz has painted a series of words. My English is fried. He's painted this book of... I could just go grab the book, right? I could do that. Where is it? Which one is it, actually? Oh, why do I have so many books? Bummer, that's not the one. Oh, is that it? Is that it? Why am I dropping everything? What is going on? Get back in there, you. Oh, please be the book I'm looking for. I don't think you are. Oh, I know where it is. I'm stupid. There it is. Right, I found it. It's called Tokyo at Night, and he went about and painted a bunch of Tokyo places at night in watercolor. So that's super interesting to see. I mean, the guy is already an amazing artist and painter, so... But it's really interesting to see how he tackles the night lights. In my perception of it, I think the most difficult part of drawing any kind of more complex setting with any medium is that you sort of have to take what you see and translate it into what it means you should do with the medium you use. Like if you paint an scene in watercolor, it's not going to be the same as acrylics, it's not going to be the same as anything else. So that to me is the part that's difficult, because in mind we have like the photo reference or something, and it's like it's much darker, let's say, or it's the lighting is much more vibrant, but that's not necessarily something you can do with watercolor. So you really have to work at translating this perception into something you can do. He made 2 books. One is Tokyo Storefronts. It's really nice too. This one is in regular lighting. He posted videos about these also on his YouTube channel. And it's also a really nice book. It's a bunch of storefronts that he drew, and has a bit of an explanation about them on the side. It's in Japanese and English. And then you have the Tokyo at Night one. I think he's working on a second one. Well, a third one actually. A second storefront and a third book in all. This guy hurts my feeling with how good he is. He works so darn hard though. I mean, he is incredibly skilled, but like it's not magic. He works so hard for everything and studies a lot, and yeah. You can check out his YouTube channel. He posts videos about his paintings, and you can see him work, and it's really interesting to see him work because he has a really personal and unique way of working. So that's really awesome on its own. Is there any other questions or stuff to address before? Thank you so much for all the links, Otto. That's really, really awesome. Otto is always like on the dot. Ooh, I'm finally getting cold enough to put my shirt back on. So yeah, this was a super fun experiment. If you have any opinions, if you have any suggestions about the paint-along idea, feel free to leave comments, feel free to go over the Discord channel and comment over there. Yeah, we can adjust, and I mean, it's fairly sure that the drawings are always going to be available through Gumroad, because that's really easy to use and easy to manage for me. But in terms of everything else, feedback is always appreciated. So I hope you guys have a really fun weekend. Again, I want to say a great big thank you to moderators. Today we had Heather, Dan, and Otto. And if you're not familiar with Dan or Otto's channels, you really need to remedy that. Go check them out. Heather doesn't have... Did you post cat videos on your on your YouTube channel, Heather? But anyway, thank you, mods. Thanks to everyone in the chat. I hope you have a really, really a great weekend. Be careful of the weather if that applies. And yeah, see you all on Discord or next week. And have fun. Bye.